atin eh. Wala kaming panukli. Nasa sahig ng Metro Manila eh. Bigyan mo na lang ng pwedeng i-recycle. Huwag lang niya itapon. Paano niya hindi tatapon? Madali dapat ma-convert tong money. If it's easy to convert tong money, you can give the mendicant, the beggar, recyclable materials, they can sell it immediately. Ay, kung malapit lang eh. Pero kung malayo, tatapon lang nila yun.
Madam Chair? Mr. Kua, kasi for example sa Amerika, I noticed dun sa mga groceries doon, paglabas mo dun sa may parking lot, meron silang facility na pag naghulog ka ng, kunyari, yung shampoo, whatever, may automatic, parang rebate, may ano ba, $1 or 50 cents. May mga members na ba kayo na nag-iisip or meron na existing facility sa mga supermarket?
Wala pa dahil sa dami ng klase ng packaging, no? I mean, you can imagine the amount of sachet packs a supermarket sells, all the more. Sari-sari stores, mini-marts, and palengke, no? So probably the initiative has to come from the manufacturers. Kasi sila makikinabang dun eh.
Hindi, siguro not necessarily sa sachets, but for example, if you buy bottled water, yung pwede mong i-dispose dun sa mga grocery nyo.
I think Coca-Cola, inaano nila, pag dinala mo yung bottled water mo, you can get another bottle for free. Parang palit, di ba? Ganon sa probinsya, di ba? Sabi nila sa akin, pag bottle,
Wala pa naman pong ganong system in place. But
they told me. No. Sabi nila yung bottle, not the pet bottle, the bottle in the sari-sari store. If you bring your bottle, yung bottle, you don't have to pay for the bottle na kukunin mo. Parang
sa glass po. Sa glass.
Sa glass
Opo.
bottle.
But,
I'm not talking of pet bottle.
Okay.
The glass bottle.
okay.
Oo.
But to Senator Binay's point about the PET bottles, we have some partner accounts that are going into that framework already.
Sa Mexico, ang Coca-Cola, they have this I went to Mexico to see their
To see the recycling
And
system.
they have, ang collection nila is may mga silang certified na mga junk shop na walang ginawa kundi kolektahin yung kanilang PET bottles. Tapos kinukuha nila to sa mga junk shop and then nire-recycle nila. So ang kapartner nila dito mga junk shop or the PET bottles.
Baka
But
maganda nga,
the
Mr.
bottle itself, sabi nila dito sa Pilipinas, pag bottle, sa mga sari-sari store, hindi. Ibabalik mo lang yung bottle na bibilhin mo, libre na yon, hindi mo na,
Actually, Senators, we also have a problem recovering the glass. No, a big volume of our business is still in glass bottles, particularly in the province areas.
Yes.
That's why the plants that you will see in the provincial areas are still the old type na may glass bottle. No, but we have had some problems over the past couple of years to recover the glass bottles. Some are being converted as containers for fuel that they sell by the roadside, or some are being used at houses to store
pero at least
gas.
reusable.
Well, nagagamit po nila. Sana po magamit din namin ulit as packaging. No?
Reusable.
But for PET, we're also looking into that because, as they said also, we will be investing in the recycling, but we will be needing help to collect as much as we can.
Kaya nga, baka Mr. Kua, baka someone from your group can start. Kasi yung convenience then for us consumer, katulad ko, kunyari, iipunin ko lahat ng mga empty bottles ng shampoo or conditioner, but I don't know where to bring it. Ang swerte na lang namin dito sa Senate, meron kaming MRF. So more or less, dito ko dinadala yung mga ganon. But for ordinary consumers, for me, pinaka-convenient is yung grocery.
Maybe we could convert it into rewards points, no? Rather than, kasi kung centavos lang, sabihin ng tao, ay, wag na lang, di ba? Pero if you convert it to rewards points, then maybe they say, okay, at the end of the year, I'll be able to get something and I'm doing some good, right? So,
Baka you can start something like that.
Madam Senator, if I may, we do have a program now. Actually, we've tested a partnership with the retailer Pure Gold on a collection scheme that allows yung mga consumer to bring their plastic waste. And then for every kilo that they bring, they actually get a sachet back, no, 2 sachets of actually shampoo. But that's 1,000, that 1 kilo of sachets, that's 1,000 sachets, no? In effect, and they get dalawang sachet ng sabon. Very effective in partnership with the retailer.
Yeah,
I think
yeah.
very important is to have that partnership with the, I think
We
that
have to have a system.
the issue that we need to resolve is that yung pag na dumami na yung collection dun sa retailer, nagiging problema nila. And therefore, you have to link yung retailer with the LGU that allows yung collection naman from the retailer going to the sa recycling facility. If you have that kind of ecosystem, we can do, this collection at scale. Yeah.
So parang kailangan ng linkages.
Linkages.
And siguro another suggestion, baka you can also give incentives if you bring your own packaging. Parang rewards points. Kanya, pag bibili ka ng vegetable, instead of using yung plastic bag, but if you bring your own bayong or whatever, baka may pwedeng ganong reward system.
May limitations nga kasi kung lahat nagdala ng bayong, which is good, baggage counter hindi rin kasya. Tsaka ang bayong, iba-iba. Ay, bigay ng lola ko, hindi mo binalik sa akin yung tamang bayong. I'll sue you, di ba? So, naging problema. Pero yun na nga, kaya walang solusyon pa na malinaw eh. But the pinaka-importante is the mindset. No? If we all want, ayaw natin ng tapon, ayaw natin ng makasira ng environment, that's a very good start now, which, again, sa schools, and it'll take some time. No? But, we have to start somewhere.
Okay. Can we hear from the League of Provinces? Yes.
Yes, thank you, Madam Chair. Good afternoon, Senator Villar, Senator Binay, and Senator Gatchalian. So basically, I agree with our industry partners that the linkages with the LGUs are really important. At the same time, I also subscribe that there is a need for the LGUs to be given the proper information, especially po about plastics, and that in the long run, the use of paper bags are actually environmentally counterproductive. So I think po kasi minsan the LGUs are also based on what limited knowledge they have, like when it was said that plastics are bad for the environment, so of course the LGUs would find a way to save the environment. So what they do is they pass an ordinance banning plastics. However, if they were given more information that these are the other alternatives which are better, I think it would also help them to craft better ordinances. So, Madam Chair, I think it's also a function of information.
What the law we're going to write, because this law will override yung lahat ng ginawa nyong local legislation. Kasi you have to follow the national legislation. But we have to learn also, kasi baka mamaya mali naman yung concept namin ng so we have to study. Okay. So we want to hear from the NGOs. We have here the Eco Waste Coalition. Nasaan na? Eco Waste? Yes.
So good afternoon, Senator Villar, Senator Gatchalian, Senator Binay. First and foremost, we would like to congratulate, of course, your good office in taking this step in the right direction for actually mitigating plastic pollution in the Philippines. But first and foremost, we would like to, of course, advocate clean recycling kasi may mga times na even though something is recyclable, the end product will be still toxic kasi toxic na yung mga pinanggalingan niya. And that's something we have to look into na even though something is recyclable, even though the residual waste is recyclable, we have to look at the material and its toxicity level. Kasi alangan naman magbibigay tayo ng mga gamit sa mga tao, pero toxic naman pala yung mga gamit na to. Second is that, for Eco Waste Coalition, the ultimate way of making corporations responsible is really, of course, recycling is a big part of it, of them really recycling the waste they produce, but also making corporations lessen the waste that they produce in the first step. Kasi we can't recycle our way out of plastic pollution. Hindi naman po pwede na recycle lang tayo ng recycle, pero patuloy pa rin yung production natin ng waste. And when it comes to life cycle assessment, when it comes to clean recycling, we have to look into na plastic's not just a management problem, but it's a production problem. All throughout the life cycle of plastic, it's very problematic from the production to the use and management of plastic. And that we also have to look into statistics na 9% lang po ng plastic sa buong mundo ang nare-recycle because of course, like poor waste management issues. So what we are advocating for from Eco Waste Coalition is really lessening the production of waste. So we are very much in support of plastic bag bans, disposable material bans, kasi we really have to make corporations responsible and accountable to the plastic problem. Kasi as an individual, kung nag-recycle ka nga, kung you really do reduce your waste, pero like the corporations are continuously producing these waste, then we really don't see plastic pollution being mitigated within our life, our generation. So we would like to, we've already submitted our position paper on your,
I think you have a study on the biggest producer of plastic in the Philippines. Can you give us that study?
all right, sige po. I'm
Oo,
gonna submit it to your,
para mabasa
ano,
namin
yes.
yun.
For
Para
2019.
masulatan namin yung mga big, para magawa sila ng programa, di ba?
Opo,
Hindi,
of course, you're gonna
oo.
submit the
Hindi,
study.
this Nestle and Unilever, they're doing, but there are others eh. Wala sila dito eh. So, they will do also a project para makatulong, di ba? Kasi I don't think kaya ng local government ito. We have to have parang working relation with the private sector. Okay. I think dun sa collection, the local government can help, di ba? But we have to have recycling facilities. So nandito din yung No Burn Filipinas. Can you...
Magandang umaga po uli sa mga buting senador, no? Senator Villar, Senator Bina, and Senator Gatchalian. Northern Pilipinas actually fully supports and endorses for the approval of this bill. Actually, this has been a long-standing advocacy and campaign of Northern Pilipinas along with other environmental groups in line with solid waste management. For purposes of further enhancing the bill, I think there is a need to provide a clarity on the definition of plastics kasi medyo yung nuancing on how to do with it, with these plastics ay nandoon sa determination ng ano nga ba talagang klase ng mga plastics yung pinag-uusapan. And of course, hindi lang plastic, no? Some other packaging or some other types of packaging materials because some of which involve or contained other materials such as paper. So, yung extended producer's responsibility also goes with it. You know? How about yung unbranded, no? Kasi kung yung branded, kung Nestle, Unilever, alam natin, sinahabulin natin. Pero yung mga sando bags, no? Yung mga labo bags, no? Styro, cartons na packaging, no? Na unbranded. So, kanino natin iaatang yung responsibility?
When they collect, hindi naman pwedeng piliin mo yung brand mo. Basta yung volume na pinroduce nila, they have to collect, di ba? Whether it's branded, some other things, basta ano, kasi napakahirap naman mangolekta na pipiliin mo lang kung ano yung Unilever, kung ano yung ano mahirap.
No.
So lahat ng manufacturer, if they manufacture plastic, they're supposed to recycle a certain portion of their produce. So hindi about the brand. Kaya lang, alam natin yung mga manufacturer para they will have responsibility. Oo. Hindi necessarily na each manufacturer, ang kukolektahin niya lang yung brand niya. We're talking of the volume.
Yeah, no, I mean, kasi it's a shared responsibility, no? But
So, we will
still,
know naman.
may
Yung
malaki at may
yung
maliit na responsibility.
Yung gumagawa ng mga walang brand, we will know them and they have a responsibility also.
Okay.
Basta depende sa volume ng brand nila.
That's just the point actually in determining kung sino yung responsible for what. Also, yung nabanggit na rin po yung life cycle analysis, no? Kasi importante rin po 'yon. I think in further determining yung itong mga klase na to, may streamline natin kung matatapos na yung mag-determine ng ecologically unacceptable products, no? Yung NEAP na nire-require ng Solid Waste Management Act. Kaya dapat siguro matapos na rin yung NEAP na yon. Tapos yung question ng where does responsibility starts and where it ends, no? What to do with problematic and residual plastic or other materials, yung Tetra Paks, yung nabanggit kanina na multi-layered, no? Na kahit anong gawin talaga. In fact, the very reason why nag-e-end up yan sa mga kung saan-saan estero o sa ocean is that walang value ito, no? And oftentimes, nag-sugarcoat tayo, sabi, oh, pwedeng gawing plastic bag, o pwedeng gawing purse, o pwedeng gawing other materials. But still, after that, gagamitin lang naman yan for limited time. After that, basura na uli yan. So,
I think it's the responsibility of manufacturer to find a kind of material which they can recycle.
which is actually already reflected in the bill. So,
Yeah,
magandang
yeah.
tutukan yung alternative delivery system,
Pero,
alternative packaging materials.
Minention na rin to do sa bill of 2000,
Yeah.
but wala naman sinabi na may penalty or anong amount ang kailangan nilang recycle. This bill, we will say that. So, mas detalyado tong bill na to. We learned our lessons, di ba? Hindi pwede yung sasabihin mo, you have to recycle without citing. Maglalagay tayo ng percentage. You have to recycle a percentage. Meron nga dito nagsulat pa na pag hindi ka sumunod, pasasara yung company mo. Yung ganon. Something like that. It might not be that harsh, pero merong ganong merong ganong penalties. Kasi pag nilagay lang natin sa bill na walang penalty, wala naman susunod, di ba? We will not be expecting that you recycle 100%, but you have to commit that you have to recycle a certain percentage of your waste. And if you are unable to do that, there will be penalties. This will be a more working law. Kasi natuto na tayo na pag very vague ang law, wala namang nasunod. So, we have to be very specific.
Okay. Also, ma'am, baka maganda rin mag-set, I think this is sa guidelines, no? Pero general framework lang on what to do with those collected, no? Halimbawa, kung kinokolekta na ng mga manufacturers, no? May guidelines lang na, or parameters na ano lang ang pwedeng gawin dito, no? Marami na banggit kanina, may recycling, upcycling, downcycling, chemical recycling, etc., etc. Pero those have to be carefully examined, no, and look upon to. Isa pa po yung sinasabi natin na yung ultimately ang what we are trying to achieve here is very important, no? Are we looking for waste kung saan natin dadalhin itong mga packaging materials na to and other type of materials? Anong gagawin dito? Or shall we put stop to producing itong mga problematic materials? Because at the end of the day, we cannot afford to, go on continuous coastal cleanup, kolektahin natin o sino yung mangolekta ng mga bagay na yan. So, I think maganda rin pag-isipan yun para may consider dito sa bill na to. Maraming salamat.
Send us your position paper so we can consider that. We have only 3 agencies na hindi pa sila nagmamanifest. The DTI, where can we call on DTI?
Actually, we are 2 DTI employees here. First muna sa BOI. Standards, Philippine Standards. DTI. First. Philippine Standard first. Yeah. Good morning, Madam Chair, Senator Villar, Senator Binay, and Senator Gatchalian. Thank you for this opportunity. Ma'am, as I been reading the proposed bill, I'm just looking on our task, no? Because our task is to promote investments in the Philippines. And in BOI, before we can register particular investments, that the particular activity or the particular project of an investor should be listed in our investment priorities plan. With this type of activities, based on the proposed bill, because under our current industry priority plan, it's in the only included projects or activity wherein a particular investment can be registered is just a moment, is the industrial waste treatment. But for this industrial waste treatment, it should be toxic and hazardous waste, wherein a lot are not toxic and hazardous waste. And as a suggestion, Madam Chair, maybe we can include, like those that have passed their bill, to include or to include in the bill that this type of projects can avail of certain incentives or can avail incentives upon registration with BOI or a certain investment priority agency. So those that will invest in this type of activity may avail of certain incentives. Recycling with says DTI, or if it's for, if they are going to, maybe for future they would like to export their product, and if they would like to locate or in
Even if they don't export the product, but if they're recycling,
recycling,
that
yes.
can avail of
Yeah.
BOI incentive.
As long as it's included in the mandatory listing.
No, but we can include in your list
Yeah.
from our law.
Yeah.
Because when we
that's-
pass a law and we say that this will be included in the BOI,
That will be-
included.
Yeah, ma'am. That will be
diba?
now under the mandatory
Yes,
listing.
yes, yes.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
So if it's included in the law, then those
Then
that
we
will
are added to
Yes,
your
ma'am.
BOI incentives.
Incentives.
Okay.
That's all, ma'am.
So, Miss Fernando of the Bureau of Philippine Standards.
Yeah, good morning, Senators. The Bureau of Philippine Standards under the Consumer Group Protection of Department of Trade and Industry has been continuously collaborating with both the private and the government organizations. For the private, we have here both with the plastic and paper industry in the development of Philippine national standards and adoption of appropriate international standards. We have been injecting environmental issues in our process. Like, for example, I'll set a very specific example. In developing one particular standard, or most of our standards on paper, we have been doing, in establishing the characteristics or the performance of paper products, we have been doing an 80-20%, like 80% recycled and 20% virgin pulp. And now with the trend of recycled paper, recycled products, we were also requested to include the paper products with a specification of 100% recycled material or recycled paper. Yun nga lang po, as mentioned earlier ni Sir Crispian, the packaging po of hindi po lahat. Yun lang po mga produkto that are mandatory, the specifications are in mandatory implementation, like the household appliances, electrical products, and the consumer products, hindi na po, if they are not mandatory. Yes, we have.
Kayo ang matatanong namin, kayo or yung National Academy and Science and Technology.
Apo,
So
apo.
malaman namin kung saan kami magtatanong when it comes to products, di ba?
For plastic materials, we have been developing standards. We were able to develop several standards on compostable material, oxo biodegradable materials, and we even developed Philippine National Standard on shopping plastic bags, wherein we just uh, the characteristic is only focused
Pag
on
hindi pumasa sa inyo, hindi nila pwedeng gamitin.
because hindi po siya mandatory, voluntary lang po yung standard, no?
So you have to give
Yeah.
us what is mandatory and what is
Yes.
voluntary. Kasi useless na tanungin ka namin kung hindi naman dadaan
Yes.
sa'yo. They'll just do it without your permission, di ba?
The standards po is there, it's available, it's voluntary unless it will be picked up by an implementing agency that makes it mandatory. So we just made it available para po si DNR or sino man pong implementing agency
So
would
you're
need
more
that.
of parang for your information, ito yung ganon. Di ba?
Yes, ma'am.
Resource person ka
Opo.
ng ibang department.
Opo, opo.
Madam Chair,
Yes.
question lang.
Okay.
For example, yung mga canned, di ba dapat kayo yung nagsasabi na mandatory, kailangan ganito yung quality nung can?
For mga
Canned
delata,
products,
canned
no?
products po, this is food po. The development of Philippine National Standard is divided into 3 agency po. For food, packaged food, it's DOH, FDA. For agricultural products, we have the DA. And all other products that are not within the purview of these 2 agencies, yun po yung sakop ng DTI. Opo. But
So,
we
food,
collaborate.
hindi sa kanya.
We collaborate po because DTI through BPS, Bureau of Philippine National Standards, is the national standards body, member of the ISO.
Pero dapat alam niyo din yon kasi di ba kunyari yung isang product hindi nagko-comply dun sa what is required by the other agencies, kayo yung sisita sa kanila eh. Di ba? I mean that is part
We
of
have
your mandate
equal rights, ma'am, with the DOH.
as part of the sa consumer protection.
If the complaint goes to DTI, we collaborate with DOH. We have a group of
So
that.
you can touch on anything
Yes.
if there's a complaint.
Yes. Yes, ma'am.
Yes.
Madam Chair, on a separate note but tangent to what we were discussing, sa National Academy of Science and Technology, Ma'am Azanza, earlier you mentioned there's a life cycle study, no? And tapos na ho tong study.
The life cycle study was done on, I think, several materials. So that can be done on other materials. So I think they did this on paper in comparison to a certain type of plastic.
Okay. The life cycle study also covered local resources.
Yes,
For
yes,
example, forestry.
yes, included.
Yung potential natin
Yeah.
for timber
Yes.
and all this. And also,
How-
of course, on the other side, ma'am, plastics we import. No? We
Yes.
completely import. Did we look at this type of...
Yeah, so economic and environmental and sustainability included in the assessment.
okay. So economic meron rin
Yes,
siya.
economic and,
Okay.
so considering the material, considering the energy input and output, considering time, and considering environment also.
Okay. And then did we also look at, for example, impact to industries? No? For example, we have manufacturing industries here, we have employment.
Yeah,
Did we touch on that
it can
aspect
be
also?
part of the extrapolations from the other branches of that life cycle assessment.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, because we started hearing the waste to energy bill together with Senator Tolentino, and what was not elaborated to that hearing is the life cycle concept. And I'm happy to hear that
Yeah.
that the committee opened this topic
Yeah.
up, and that's very interesting because we have to look at the entire picture.
Okay.
No?
Let me further state that the first person who did it was the former DOST Secretary Oriarte, who's an engineer. And they did it also in connection to energy consumption also. So, yeah,
Ma'am,
it can be done.
Paki-submit na lang ho sa amin
Yeah,
so
it
we
will
can
be.
take a look at that. And,
In fact, we're putting together the recommendations to your We are very satisfied. I'd like to mention this in behalf of the National Academy of Science and Technology, the way the Senate is responding urgently to this very problematic situation. This is an escalating problem, and we have to face this not only because of the economic impact, but all the other impacts, especially because everything can also go to the marine environment. I'm a marine scientist, by the way, so I'm very much concerned about, especially yung tinatawag nilang biodegradable. Not all of them are really biodegradable, and then they can go to the waters. So included in that particular recommendation would be how to define the biodegradables and how they can pollute possibly the other environment.
Short, just quick question lang ho. Yung sa burger, no? I'm very interested with that because we all had this common. I always thought it's environmentally friendly, no? And pag bumibili, halos lahat eh. KFC, McDo, Jollibee, everything eh. I've seen the transition, but now I'm getting this information that it's not what we think it is, no? It's not completely biodegradable. So,
Are you talking about the packaging?
yung
or the-
packaging ho.
Yeah,
yung
I
packaging.
think, yeah, it's not
So
completely
when nakasulat
biodegradable.
doon biodegradable, it's a
Yeah,
misnomer.
I cannot speak for all the different types of hamburger. Maybe some are biodegradable, some are not. So
Yung
we have-
hamburger, biodegradable
Of course.
hamburger. Yung hamburger
Oo.
pa.
Si Willie, si
Pero yung packaging-
Sherwin ang kakain nun,
Oo,
kaya
yung
biodegradable.
opo. Yung paper, I think we need to study. We have to,
Yeah, you have to study that kasi it's a misconception,
Yeah, yeah.
di ba?
Yung biodegradable, without really, yung biodegradable na sinasabi nila minsan.
Madam
Thank
Chair.
you po. Opo.
We call DOH. Okay.
Sorry. Good morning, Madam Chair, Senator Villar, Senator Binay, and Senator Gatchalian. For the Department of Health, we support the Senate Bill 1313, considering that I think it will be beneficial to the health sector in terms of managing our waste material. The health sector is a big waste generator of plastic materials, and and healthcare waste are quite complicated, considering that it might just like the syringe barrel is made of plastics, and even the containers of the IV fluids. So we produce a lot of this type of waste, and
But it's a different classification. We don't touch them, di ba? Yung hospital waste,
Yes.
medical waste, because we don't know how to recycle them. That's very. So maybe you can have an opinion on the recycling of healthcare waste, di ba? Kasi hindi namin tinatouch yun kasi may special recycling yun eh, di ba?
yun nga po sana yung aming gusto dito, that we hope that that this bill will be able to capture
So you give
this type
me-
of waste.
You give me your study of what you want, and then maybe we can do a chapter on on healthcare waste, di ba? Oo. Kasi nakakatakot yun eh, kasi may mga gamot yun, may mga
Okay po, Senator, we will do that.
maybe you can give us a position on the healthcare so we can do a chapter on that. Kasi if there is a provision, yung existing law on that, if you read it and maybe if you can make suggestions, you say it to us. Kasi I don't want to be touching healthcare waste. It should be done by the expert, di ba? Kasi that's very dangerous.
Quick question, I'm curious, saan tinatapon yung medical waste?
Meron
Yung
silang
mga,
No,
ba yun,
no.
yung mga, let's say, sa
May
dextrose, nakita ko,
kumukuha.
plastic,
May kumukuha.
pati yung tube, plastic lahat, yung syringes, plastic. Saan, I'm just curious, no? Saan tinatapon yung mga,
Well, in areas outside of Metro Manila, what they did is they just dump it or dump in the pit and let it, and that's it, no?
not just dump it like that, no? May mga disease and
Specialized dyan eh, yung medical waste, di ba? I know somebody that is their business. Yes?
Ma'am, the DNR through EMB accredit handlers of these types of
Yeah.
waste. Before it reaches the landfill, it is treated first.
Oh.
And pollution control officers of each of those companies operating in the Philippines are knowledgeable about where they should bring this.
Yeah.
Hospitals also have their.
Maybe if may chapter ba doon about this medical waste, maybe we can we can do a chapter and you have to make an opinion on that if that is enough, 'di ba? Kasi ako hindi ko talaga alam yan, medical waste. Alam ko merong mga companies na nag-i-specialize diyan and they do it because they know how to do it. But us, we don't touch medical waste. Nakakatakot yan eh. So maybe we can do a chapter on that and you will help us draft the chapter. Okay, so we have heard everybody and yes?
I just wanted to comment on what Senator Sherwin was asking regarding sa biodegradable po. Because even though yung material po is 100% biodegradable, dapat po nasa closed loop system siya, meaning from start ng product up to the end, kailangan po siya ma-recover at madala po siya sa industrial composting site para ma-compose po. Kasi hindi po pwede, for example, like half apple po, you eat half of it. Tapos kalahati kinain mo, kalahati inapon mo. The next day, nandun pa rin po yung apple eh. Kasi it depend on yung organism na papatol sa kanya, nakakain, para i-decompose siya. So it takes a certain period pa rin. So if we say it's 100% biodegradable o compostable, kailangan pa rin po ma-recover, madala po sa industrial composting site, ma-compose po. Kasi may misconception po tayo na sige, i-ban natin yung plastic, palitan natin biodegradable, palitan natin ng papel. Kaya nga po, kung makikita niyo, a lot of areas nagkakalat papel, hindi naman talaga nagdi-decompose, hindi naman po nagbabay, kasi hindi po nare-recover. Ang key po kasi, kung 100% biodegradable pa rin po siya, dapat po siya ma-recover, madala po sa industrial composting site para ma-compose po. Kasi yun po, yung isang member po namin sa BSF, they're the biggest chemical company. And they're saying for it to really work, kailangan magkaroon ng closed loop. Ma-close po yung loop from start to the end. Cradle to grave po ang magiging movement po. Hindi lang po napuputol. Kasi like yung sinabi ni Crispian kanina about carton at saka yung paper, bakit nabawasan po sa mga paper mill para makarecover sila? Kasi for example, if bumili ka sa SM, binalot nila sa papel, napunit, tinapo mo sa basurahan mo, it will not go to hindi siya pupunta po doon sa recycler. Halimbawa, like I go to supermarket, tinanong ako saan mo babalot yung mga binili mo? Sasabihin ko, karton mo. Kasi pag sinabi niyan eco bag po, plastic din po yun eh, which is plastic. And I have to pay 70 pesos. I'll just say, i-karton mo, iuuwi ko yung karton na yun. Pag nauwi ko sa karton, not necessarily makukuha na naman ng recycler po siya. So, ang loop na puputol po na dapat, continuous po dapat. Yun po dapat na maging situation. And for the system to really work, kailangan po magkaroon ng closed loop po. And the industry po is willing to support po. But ang most of our challenge is, wala po kaming ngipin po para to tell people or even to the LGU to say, pakisuportahan nyo kami. Ma'am, kasi kayo po, since you are doing sa Villar Foundation po, siyempre, ma'am, sorry for saying this, but since kayo ang senador po, pag sinabi mo doon sa please do this, they have to support you po.
Very clear. We're very clear on what we are recycling.
Apo.
Food waste. Wala namang question sa food waste. So they go to the composter. And then the garden waste, wala namang question doon. They go to the vermicomposting. And then the plastic, wala namang question doon. They go to the Yun lang naman ang nare-recycle namin talaga eh. Food waste, garden waste, and plastic. The paper, they go to the junk shop, di ba? Kasi we don't recycle paper. It's for them to sell those papers. And yung mga sinasabi mo na mga papel na may pagkain, usually hindi na ganun kadetalye. Ang kinukuha namin yung food waste sa bahay, yung galing sa kitchen. Oo. Malinaw yun eh. Every day they collect it. Yung merong, ano ba yan? bicycle na may lalagyan, na binabahay-bahay nila yon. Because the composting is just in their barangay. So, parang yun na trabaho nila kasi hindi na kinukuha yun ng ng basurero na citywide. Hindi na kinukuha yun. Yung may mga basura na pang barangay at may basura na pang punta sa landfill. Oh. So, hindi because I'm senator. Hindi. It took me 20 years. Alam mo, mga tao, miski senador ka, pintas nga ng pintas eh. Ayaw sumunod.
Madam Chair. Madam Chair, siguro just kadugtong lang ho nung kay Mr. Henry. I think kaya napaka-importante ng participation ng LGU. Di ba ho, katulad ngayon, yung garbage collector, dapat may certain days yun na kunwari wet, tapos yung na sorted na dapat sa household. Gaano ho ka-compliant yung mga LGUs sa ganitong sistema? Maybe si DNR can answer that.
As a matter of fact, that is the biggest problem that we are facing now. It requires more intervention in terms of not only education. Education, for example, is now included in the curriculum of DepEd, but it only starts from grade 4 and up. We would like to request that the curriculum development will be done for grade 3 down, so that they start young. Second, for other areas, we see that some barangay captains and their team, like the solid waste management committees in the barangays, they are very diligent, they are very, they really pursue yung kanilang objective. Pero the problem is sometimes the local governments are the ones actually violating the law. Meaning, it is segregated from the source. The barangay captain would make sure that it is transported in the right manner, meaning segregated din po. Pagdating dun sa truck at dun sa dulo at pagdadalhan, nakaka-frustrate at bumabagsak yung moral ng mga sumusunod.
Po, may mga waste na hindi kinukuha ng basurero para hindi maghalo-halo.
Dapat hindi na po dumating doon.
Dapat yung waste na kaya namang na sa barangay, iwanan na yon. Like sa amin, hindi
Tama
kinukuha yung kitchen waste.
Residual.
Hindi kinukuha yung garden waste. Hindi kinukuha yung mga waste coconut husk. Ayaw na ng basurero nang pinagbawal na ng mayor yon kasi na-recycle naman in the barangay level. So, hindi maghahalo-halo. Kaya naghahalo-halo, kinukuha lahat eh.
Yes.
O, may mga waste na wag mong kunin kasi nakakagulo yon. Like, for example, yung kitchen waste. Pag sinama mo sa papel, edi hindi na marirecycle yung papel. Nabasa na eh. O, sino magtsatsagang linisin pa yung papel na yun?
Yun po ang kailangan i-address.
So, yung mga kitchen waste, dapat hindi na dinadala sa basurero yun eh. Pampagulo yun eh. Diba?
Siguro, Asek, baka magandang tignan, baka meron kayong program with DILG na magiging requirement to dun sa seal of
Good governance.
good governance. Na kailangan meron sila na talagang pino-follow nila itong segregation.
Dito sa Manila Bay Area ho, ang DILG and the DNR is working very close together. And may mga...
Hindi totoo yun.
Hindi. May effective na...
MMDA.
In
Hindi ko
terms-
naman nakikita DNRR at saka
Every day.
ngayon nagpapakita na kasi sumikat na yung Manila Bay Cleanup, but before I've been doing that for 5 years. Wala naman sumipot na iba. Ang sumipot lang MMDA at saka DPWH. Tapos nung mag-affair kayo, may hindi nyo in-acknowledge na sila talaga yung kasama ko nangunguha ng basura.
Kasama po sila ma'am.
Siguro, Asek, can you just submit sa committee yung kung may listahan kayo ng
Wala namang
LGUs na
DNR
compliant or
Wala silang
half
track.
compliant or
Wala silang
non-compliant?
personnel. Oh.
Madam Chair, just to comment on that, it is part of the ECA validation of DILG, but it is not a mandatory requirement for DILG right now. No? We're trying to convince DILG to make it that waste management as part of the... Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Bigay nung ano tawag nila doon, seal of good governance na hindi naman nag-practice ng ano. Di ba yun ang pinaka-importante of all their work to manage the waste, di ba? O, tapos nagbibigay sila ng seal of good governance, hindi naman nagmamanage ng waste. So, that should be a requirement. Maybe we should put it in the law para para maging compliant sila. O.
Madam Chair, ASEC, i-reverse ko lang, no? Ilan LGU ang nagko-collect ng segregated at source?
Actually po, ang dapat na kinokollect ng local government ay residuals lang. Wala, katulad ng sabi ni ma'am.
Ilan ganun na
ni
LGU?
Senator.
Ilan ganun na LGU? Na residual lang?
Ang compliant, hindi, pwede
Maybe
ho natin
Las
sabihin.
Piñas is one.
That is the fault pa ng Eco Waste Commission. I think we are the best.
33%.
Doon sa book nyo. Ang minention nyo lang sa book nyo, yung ginawa nyo, yung gumagawang iba na magaling, hindi nyo mine-mention sa book nyo. That's your defect. I read your book.
Ina-update na, ma'am. May bagong edition.
Bakit hindi kami i-mention? Kami ang the best example of recycling. Hindi kami minention. Ang ginawa mo lang, minention mo yung mga lugar na kayo gumawa. Na hindi naman kompleto. Ano ba yun?
Hindi natin isa-serve yung lunch, ma'am.
Eh, okay lang. Kasi
Kalahating
I don't
lunch
mind
lang.
that because I'm doing it because I like doing it. Oo. Pero I am surprised. I am surprised. Rabi, I do it because I like doing it. I've been doing it for 20 years. Pero hindi dapat ganun. You give read the book.
Gumawa ka isang book for Las Piñas lang. Ha? Narinig mo yun, Patricia? Okay.
I'm doing it. Local level. So, I did that last week in 2013. And I'm doing that for 7 years now. So, lahat yan may solution as long as we try to do it, di ba? Kasi talagang mahirap mag-solve ng mahirap na problema. So, this law, we will try to write it in a way na practical, na way, and so I want to read all your positions so that I will know the volume. Yung DNR, dapat tama ang volume para i-assign natin ano ba yung gagawin ng local government na capable of doing, and then ano ang capable na gawin ng private sector, ano capable na gawin ng NGO para hahatiin natin yung trabaho. Kasi pag hindi natin hinati trabaho, hindi natin talaga kaya. It's enormous work. So, kaya ako, I limit myself to Las Piñas because I cannot be in other places. Ang ginagawa ko lang ay required yung Bureau of Soil and Water Management na magbigay sila ng composting facility sa lahat ng gustong mag-composting. Ayoko kasing magbigay, doon sa ayaw naman pipilitin mo, hindi magsasucceed eh. Even in our city, we started with the ones na gusto. And then, pag nag-succeed yung barangay na gusto, naiinggit yung ibang barangay, gumagaya. Pero may mga barangay na talagang forever ayaw. Meron sa amin. Pinuwersa ko na lang na isang composting para na lang masabing may composting. At ako na rin na nag-i-implement. May mga barangay talagang ano tawag sa kanila? Sobrang hina. Pasaway, sobrang hina. Oo. So, miski sa all over the Philippines, we give 200 composting facility from the Bureau of Soil and Water Management every year. But lahat ng humingi, sumulat kayo. Kasi kung hindi man lang kayo makasulat para hingin nyo, hindi kayo interesado. You don't even exert effort to write. Hindi nyo kaya to kasi commitment to di ba? And now the DNR are giving already. Kasi binigyan namin yan ng 400 million 4 years ago to do it all over all the LGUs comprising the Manila Bay area kasi may Manila Bay cleanup. Hindi nila na-implement after 4 years. Kaya ngayon, napahiya sila, gagawin daw nila sa buong Pilipinas. So we will see. It's included in their 2020 budget. So we will see if they will be able to do it. Kasi yung 4 years na Manila Bay lang, hindi nila nagawa. Paanong gagawin ng buong Pilipinas? But I'm hoping they can do it because if all cities and provinces will have a recycling facility ng plastic, that will be a big help, di ba? Para sa ating mga private sector, di ba? And then, they will give to all the... Kasi syempre, may gastos yung gumawa ng chair. It's 500 per chair. So, hindi naman kaya yun ng mga munisipyo. May kaya lang nun yung mga syudad at saka mga probinsya kasi malaki income nila. But yung mga munisipyo, kaya niya mag-composting because wala namang expense yun. Yung mangungulekta lang ng kitchen waste and garden waste, mura lang naman yon. And then, ang lalabas doon, magkakaroon pa ng organic fertilizer na maipamimigay nila sa kanilang mga farmer. May boto pa sila. Kasi binigyan nila ng fertilizer yung kanilang mahihirap na farmer. Siguro naman iboboto na sila noon pag binibigyan nila ng fertilizer every month, di ba? Kasi ang isang composter can produce 1 ton of organic fertilizer every month. So, munti mo yun, hindi nabibili ng fertilizer yung mga farmer. And maganda pa sa ating soil kasi sabi po ng UNFAO, 38% of our soil are degraded. And we asked them, how do you solve the degradation of the soil? Kasi pag degraded ang soil mo, hindi magpo-produce ng magandang ani, di ba? And sabi nila, compost all your waste and bring them back to the soil. So, talagang doon namin na-justify na we have to do composting because it will increase the quality of our soil. And we are an agricultural country, so we need that. Kaya, nakumbinsi ko yung Bureau of Soil and Water Management na mamigay sila ng composter. Kasi sila, they take care of our quality of soil and quality of water. And that's the best way to ensure the quality of our soil. Ngayon, ang next ko na pinupuwersa, DNR. Kasi supposed to be, they take care of our environment. So, we will see if we will become successful this year. Sabi nila, ilan? 81 provinces and 144 cities. 46 cities.
Ma'am, may I just qualify? The numbers that I have given a while ago is only for those cities and provinces which are actually part of the 1.2 billion allocation.
So, hindi lahat bibigyan nyo. Next
kasi
year.
yun po ang kakasya po sa...
Year. Yun ang kakasya saan?
Doon po yung in-estimate na, yun po yung kakasya sa 1.2 billion for 2020.
Okay.
69 provinces.
So, you give me a list. Tell your people to give me a list and how much each recycling facility and how much yung each composter.
Yes,
Kasi
ma'am.
kung ilang number of towns ang bibigyan nyo, I just want to see the list para tatawagan ko yung mga probinsya at mga syudad
590
at mga bayan
municipalities.
kung binigyan yung parang itong field rice, sabi nila namigay na sila nung inbred seed. Tapos nung mag-report, 2/3 ang binigyan. Ayaw daw tanggapin ng 1/3. Imposible naman binibigyan mo ng seeds, hindi tatanggapin, libre. din, binobola na naman ako. Oh. Ikaw, bibigyan ka ng seeds na libre, inbred seeds that will increase your harvest by 50%, hindi mo tatanggapin. Oh. Miski mo na hindi kailangan, tingin ko tatanggapin mo, pwede mo ipagbili yun eh. Diba? Minsan yung mga reason nila outlandish. Oh. Anyway, I'm glad you came this morning. We will suspend our hearing. I want to see all your position papers so we can study. And then afterwards, after we have studied, maybe we can meet again before we bring the final version of the bill to plenary. Okay, thank you very much.